The Harvard Business Review named gamification one of the largest trends in marketing in 2011. From that time, an increasing number of enterprises decided to turn to gamification to boost their business. It's a trend you should look at for marketing as well as educational applications. I'm going to tell you about what gamification is and isn't. I'm going to use an illustration to give you a run-through of this concept. Imagine that you get into a prototype car that asks you right away to submit your Facebook login and password. The vehicle has an onboard web connectivity. Why do you need to feed your Facebook credentials to it? If you do, the car will personalize. It can adjust your seat to your liking, find and play your favorite radio stations, and set the rear-view mirror just the way you like it. Let's assume you're using a GPS app. You enter a waypoint. Your route is going to be from New York to Baltimore. You can run on a freeway on your trip for about 140 miles. The car will go 140 miles on a freeway. Last week, your brother-in-law Mark used 2.2 gallons on the same trip. Want to play? Wouldn't you? This is what gamification is all about. Gamification is about adding fun to the tasks and activities that aren't normally entertaining. There's a multitude of stuff you know on a cerebral, intellectual level that you must do, but simply can't muster up the energy or don't have the zeal. Case in point, quitting smoking. You know that cigarettes are bad for you, but your brain will be less than happy about the withdrawal. The same goes for saving up on gas. Very often you realize that you'll need to improve your fuel economy, especially as gas pump charges make you reach for a tissue or Valium. Some studies show that driving economically can save you up to 20% on fuel consumption. This means that you get 1 free refuel out of 5. Now, what is economic driving really? It's slow and boring. You can't speed up, you can't accelerate and stop rapidly, and so on. Every day you keep promising that you're going to start paying attention to your gas mileage. And every day you have to get to work on time, drive kids to school or preschool, get somewhere on time. To add to that, there's that guy at the red lights who taunts you with a loud vroom of the engine. Your promise was good while it lasted. You know where it hopped off to? A place where all motivation goes to die. There's a day we all choose as jumping off point for saving, motivating, dieting, and so on. That day is tomorrow. We keep telling ourselves, right, I didn't make it this time, but I'll start over tomorrow. And why do we keep failing? Essentially, we fail because saving fuel is not fun. We need an extra mechanism that will turn all of these tedious things, saving on fuel, healthy eating, and so on, into entertainment. The same applies to education. I wanted to talk about education and learning at greater length, as they are the background from which my gamification mechanisms come. Learning is dull by definition. Take a look at the balls. If I asked you which of them is cramming for a test, the answer is obvious, the sad ball. Learning as such is dull. It's not fun, but are you sure? Generally, in-school learning is hardly ever a pleasure, but there can be many different faces to education. You could pick up certain skills and knowledge in passing, unbeknownst even to yourself.